perfect life? Is there such a thing? Does it matter? Should we seek it? What is it? Or what does it mean to you? Crossing streets, changing lanes. Who knows? How does it go? What's the path? Is it literal or psychological? Did Martin Luther King or Gandhi have it twisted? Does leadership play a role? How or who is supposed to lead us onto this place? For me, I was always an idealist, realist.
But life is usually a very compounded situation, like everything else in it. Everything else in life is usually compounded, meaning that cause and effect is very, very rarely a singular action, interaction, or reaction.
I was always a kid who had a very creative mind.
Okay, so Charles, you yourself struggle with substance abuse. Do you feel this experience gives you a deeper capacity to relate to your audience?
Oh, absolutely. I think it does, because I have an opportunity of understanding from both sides. Obviously from the struggle, as well as from not having that particular struggle. It's, you know, it forces you to have to remember from whence you come. It forces you.
Tyranny, protests, lack of honest government leadership on behalf of the people that need government support. Not just financial support, not just medical support, but the overall idea of what support and what government and a democracy is supposed to be about. Many of us are just hurting and are in so much pain.
Oh, today in the world, it's just terrible. The world is just, it's unjust. The world is unjust. It's an unjust system, and God is not pleased. That's why we have the type of weather we have.
Them is in a better relationship with our let them be who they are. Like, you know, giving them the freedom to discover whether or not it be through pain or mistakes or through whatever means, you know, we're giving them enough freedom.
But I personally, I'm not crazy about that. I'm not crazy about like dating younger women. Maybe the time will come, but for now, I don't think that that's not like my choice. I like mature, I like women who have more experience, who are like more matured, either say mentally and all whatnot, like who are more matured.
Men not understanding women, women not understanding men, adults not understanding children, not trying to help them, not trying to reach them. Is this the way God designed it? Is this a perfect life? What is a perfect life to you?
Well, at age 16, I was charged as an adult and sent to the adult penal system. And there I discovered that the life that I lived was make-believe. The people that I would have killed and died for wouldn't even write me a letter.
The world is becoming more like the standard of decent, you know what I mean? People, and I noticed that when I went to India, you know, like people are dressing the same. You know, like, I mean, at least with our generation, my generation.
You know, I'd have been in plenty of situations, man. Whenever they didn't have nobody else to call them, I called them the man upstairs, and surprisingly, I done got it out all of them. You know, so I mean, I can't, like I said, I can't really speak for a lot of other people, but as for me, religion is a big part of my life. Because without God, there's no me. You know, so yeah, but.
You can be, you know, influenced in the wrong direction. Like I say, the devil works on you every day, and you know, hard times, you need that, you know, that spirit uplifting, something to uplift you, to keep you going in these times of need. So I think definitely religion plays a whole lot of importance.
Deals with spirituality should not be a mathematical error. It should not cause division through denominations and fractions. I ain't a Muslim. No, I'm not a Jew. Don't mean I ain't me, don't mean I ain't you. I ain't a Buddhist, no, I'm not a Christian. That don't mean for my life something's missing. God made man, man made religion. Because I don't practice your faith don't mean I'm unable to make a proper decision. Because your way is right don't mean mine is wrong. Because you'll discover when it's all said and done, we were both singing and dancing to the same old song.
But I feel as though religion as a whole, it might set a little standard, a little blueprint on how you should live your life. We all had different beliefs. I had my own beliefs. People ultimately believe in a higher source, and it all goes through faith.
If I could propose to you that when this is all said and done, you would be right on target with your God-given talent, purpose, or fulfill the meaning that you were designed for, how many of you would be aboard? By show of hands.
How often do you have that conversation? The conversation with you. The conversation with you when you're all by yourself, when you're all alone, when you're either sleeping, when you're beginning to wake, going and coming to and from a given place. The conversation that really is all about your bare essentials. The conversation that reveals who you really are. The conversation that you dare not share. The conversation you're too scared to share really would have and could have made a difference. Conversation that no one knows. Or do you straddle the fence like many of us do? How often have you had that conversation, and is your conversation like my conversation? Many of us are just hurting, and we're in so much pain. How do we deal with these situations? Is there such a thing as a perfect life? Or are those just words put one behind the other? And more than likely they are. However, we have so much internal struggle, we don't realize that we're usually looking for things and seeking things, a comfort, if you will, that we will never truly obtain. What's your perfect life like? Well, a last question. Is the man still the head of the household like he used to be? Or is that just a myth, a fable, or what's your view on that?
Well, I think times have changed, you know, and you see a lot of women out there who are bringing home the bacon. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it has. I mean, I grew up with a very domineering father who was very dominant, and a lot of those traits have rubbed off on me, okay? But I'm also married to a very strong woman who's not going to allow me to push her around in certain ways. So I think the role of the man, we are still head of the home. God ordained us to lead. And so I think more men have to be more mindful of our position that we've been ordained to do as leaders.
I mean, I am the man of my house. My wife lets me make all the great decisions. I decide whether Red China should be in the UN. I decide in my mind's eye, should we bomb Libya? She tells me where the kids are. She tells me where we're going to dinner. So we divide our decisions, but I make the big ones.
Man, being the head of the household, man, I mean, I really don't agree. You know, we get our strength and our power, and we come from a woman. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, we side by side. You know, we're never in front of them. We side by side. We need them just as much as they need us. You know what I'm saying? And evidently, it's clear to be that they're the smarter species anyway. You know what I'm saying? They're smarter than us, and they develop quicker than us mentally anyway. So you know what I'm saying? So I think if anything, we need them beside us.
Honestly, today's man, majority of the guys are ahead of the home, but some places the guys are letting the women take over to a point. But I feel that as though you shouldn't. You gotta stand your ground and you gotta compromise for things to make it. You know, it's a 50-50 and sometimes they have to go 70-30, whatever, just to compromise.
Not as much as it was back in the day. Now, you know, women has a lot of education, a lot of them go to school, get their education. They make the money, so you know that changes the perspective.
Absolutely.
The men's perspective on marriage, relationships, you know, the religion, the place that the man has in life and in society today. I think that project needs to be giving some breath. I think, yeah, we know the saying, it's a man's world, James Brown, 1960, 1958, whatever. Yeah, well, it's always a man's world, but if it's true that behind every great man, there's a strong woman, what does it really say about who's in charge? Does anyone need to be in charge? Or are we, they, always the ones that are in charge? That man, that woman. And if that man and that woman are in charge, then why can't we lower the divorce rate? Why can't we have less domestic violence? Why can't we have better communication skills? It should be our world.